Yes, so students, now we will continue with the topic of coordination in plants. We have already discussed how the coordination in animals occur and how the hormones are playing role in it. Now if we talk about plants, then in plants there are two types of changes. One is immediate response to stimuli, because they are also living organisms. So first is immediate response to stimuli, and second is the growth related movements. Now in plants they are also very well coordination. First is the immediate response to stimuli, and the example of it is touch me not plant. Or you can say leaves of oxalis. These are two examples. Now in these what happens, immediate response to stimuli, that when you touch the leaves of touch me not plant, they have a swollen base at the tip like this, and here the leaflets are there on the either side. Whenever you touch the small leaflet, what will happen, the turgor changes will come and the ions and water will be released out from this body, and all of a sudden the leaf will curl up and it will close its leaves. It is very quick and it is showing just the response to the touch. Now after some time what happens, when we take the stimulus off, then what happens, the leaf will regain its shape back. Same with the oxalis leaf. At night they droop down, closes themselves, and whenever turgor changes are there in the morning, they open up. So you can say immediate response to stimuli are just due to turgor changes. Turgor, T-U-R-G-O-R. This topic is also given in your NCERT book. So this is due to the turgor changes. And these immediate response to stimuli, any stimuli, are very quick. These are very quick responses. Okay. Now if I talk about growth related movement, these are very slow as compared to immediate response to stimuli. Growth related movement are very slow, and you can also classify now these growth related movement separately. First, if I say, now we will discuss growth related movement one by one. Growth related movement, first is your phototropism. These are also known as growth related movement, are also known as tropic movement. Okay, phototropism, as the name suggests, these are due to the stimulus of light. Now what happens, you take a potted plant and you keep it in a black box which is only open from one side from where light is coming. Now in this a small plant is there. After some time what will happen, it will slowly bend toward the light. So this bending toward the light is because of phototropism. Now shoots or the upper parts of the plant are positively phototropic and roots are negatively phototropic. Now what do I mean by these two words, positive and negative? That shoots will go toward the right, whereas the roots will go toward the will go away from the light, means toward the ground. Exceptions are there, like the aerial roots of mangroves which come out of the surface in the swampy area, that is an exception. But otherwise mostly the shoots are positively phototropic and the roots are negatively phototropic. So the next movement is after phototropism is geotropism. Geotropism is due to gravity. The stimulus is of gravity. So what will happen in this? The shoots will be negative geotropic because they are going up, they are going away from the gravity, and roots are positively geotropic because they are going towards the ground. Okay. Then the third tropism or the third growth related movement is hydrotropism. Hydrotropism, as the name suggests, hydrotropism is due to water. Now a simple experiment you can do, you take a slanting tray in which you put some soil and then you sow some seeds in it then you water it, you are watering it, okay, the water will of course accumulate on the lower side. When you grow the seeds in it, after some time what we will see, the roots of the seeds will be bending toward the side where there is more water. So again you can say shoots are negative phototropic, hydrotropic, and roots are positive hydrotropic. So this is due to hydrotropism. Next growth related movement is chemotropism. In chemotropism, the response of plant is due to certain chemical. And the example of chemotropism is always the pollen tube will grow toward the egg cell. Let be the position of flower be any, but always the pollen tube will be curling toward the egg cell. This is the example of chemotropism. Then there are few other also like thigmotropism, which is in response to touch. Like whenever you grow a plant of money plant in your home, then that is due to response of touch, that it will start curling around it. Okay. Now we come on to the topic of plant hormones or phytohormones. We call plant hormones as phytohormones. So we will discuss them one by one, each and every phytohormone. First one is the auxin. So plant hormone also we have divided into two parts. One are the growth promoter, which will increase the growth, and other are growth inhibitor. As the name suggests, they will stop the growth. Okay, now we will first discuss about the growth promoter, and the first hormone is the auxin. Auxin help in the growth of cell, help in the root formation, as it increase the plant respiration, and this is only responsible due for the shoot bending whenever the light is coming from one side. So auxin is a growth promoter, as it help in the growth of the cells of the stem. Next is the gibberellin. Gibberellin is another plant hormone which is helping in the growth of stem and leaf and increase the size and number of fruit also. Third is cytokinin. Cytokinin help in the enlargement of cells, and it is essential for cell division, and they are present in the growing areas of rapid cell division in fruits, etc. Now the two hormones which stop the growth are ethylene. This is a gaseous hormone, okay, and it is used in ripening of banana fruit. So ethylene actually stops the growth of the plant and it helps in the maturation of the fruit. Then is the abscisic acid. Abscisic acid keep the growth under check and it stop the growth, and it also causes the wilting of the leaf. It causes the wilting of the leaf. So these are the growth plant hormones. One are the growth promoter and other category is of growth inhibitor. So this finishes our topic of control and coordination. Thank you.